Brian Adams says Jimmy can lose games for you with his turnovers. I don't see Trey doing that. What's your thoughts? Okay, I think that's a good segue to a topic I wanted to bring up. The most overlooked aspect of Trey Lance's game. Now, we can go back and forth. There's not one thing, but when people talk about him, it's all the physical stuff. Well, he's mobile. He can run. He can throw downfield. There's so much more about him that is exciting, and it's why he's here. So I can start. To me, what people don't understand, to Brian's point, yes, the cerebral part of the game. He's not theoretically not going to turn the ball over as much. He's not going to just throw the ball up for grabs. He's going to check it down, throw it away. I've seen him do it. I've seen him throw the ball away in practice. I've seen him check it down a lot, and he's going to also scramble. He's going to commit fewer turnovers. He's going to be a better game manager. But the other thing I want to mention, he's got a lot in common with Alex Smith in good ways. In good ways. One, the game managing aspect, he's matured like Alex Smith. The other thing is, Alex Smith was great before the play. Like you get the play call, you go to the line of scrimmage, you call it. But if you're really smart, coaches will give you maybe 2 plays, 3 plays, and they'll say pick the right one based on the front and the coverages and what you see. And Alex Smith was just deadly at that. He would get it right. He would win games based on the adjustments he made pre-snap. That was the flashiest thing he did, and Trey Lance is going to be able to do that. And Jimmy isn't that good at that. It's just not. He's more of a reactive player. He's not a super cerebral guy. It's what Trey Lance can do. He can improve the run game just by making the right checks at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is clear that Trey Lance, my boy, is wicked smart. He's wicked smart.
Wicked smart.
That's the old. I can claim Boston as my origin, so it's okay to do a Boston accent there.
Okay,
but yeah, I think that is absolutely a huge advantage. That Kyle totally believes that he gives the answers to the test to his quarterback. Yeah. His offense provides the answers, and all you have to be able to do is recognize, great, what question is the defense asking me right now, and then I'm going to hit what Kyle tells me to hit. And part of that is recognizing pre-snap. And what's clear is that Jimmy can win, but he is not going to take the offense to the next level in that regard. I remember watching Alex Smith do that, and it was clear as day that he excelled in that area of his game. And everything we hear about Trey is the ability to process, the ability to recognize it, the relentless hours of film study that are going to prepare him for those moments. And he can put the offense in the correct position to take advantage of those schemes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like with Alex Smith, I don't know if you remember it, but 2012, I think they started the season in Green Bay, and they were supposed to lose that game. Green Bay was really good. They hadn't played Green Bay the season before. And the way they used to do it was Harbaugh would give Alex Smith two plays, and he would either go let it roll or kill before the play. And he did that all the time. And in that game, whenever he said kill, whatever he went with was like a huge play every time. And to me, it was the story of the game. Like he won that game with his calls at the line of scrimmage. If I remember correctly, what they did was they kept going to outside runs with Gore and inside runs with Hunter, which is what you would not expect. And Gore had a very long touchdown run that took like 8 years where he was way outside. And Green Bay was not expecting it. I felt like it was kind of, if you were an Alex Smith enthusiast, you would appreciate that game. And that's what Trey Lance, I think, is going to be able to do.
And I think that fans really need to understand, because they're on the hype train of the physical gifts that Trey possesses. Yes. They really need to grasp this idea that as a game manager, he could be better. Yes, he'll provide that additional, when the play breaks down, he will be able to provide those additional highlight reels, but he's going to work better from within the offense.
Yeah.
And that's counterintuitive to most people.
And the thing about like Jimmy, if you go back to the Super Bowl, here's the tough one about the Super Bowl. My big criticism for Kyle is not running more, especially in the fourth quarter, especially on like second downs. You're winning. It's second down. Why are you passing? You can go back and look at Jimmy going on those second down passes. That is Kyle's version of the kill. Instead of having him do let it roll, it's nothing for that. And kill is, I get this a little less vulgar. I don't know. It's a check. So we're going to the second play, and you can see him. He'll go incomplete pass over the middle. It's like, Jimmy, what are you doing? That was the wrong call. So I think you're going to be able to see just an improvement from that guy picking the right place.
It's hard to argue against starting somebody when they can offer you more from a game manager perspective and more when the play breaks down.
Yeah.
If both of those are true, you have to ask yourself, what am I getting more from if I'm starting Jimmy?
Yeah, exactly. And there's more. I mean, just think about what Trey Lance is going to do. His presence on the field is going to do for the run game. This happened with the Niners and Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick. Alex Smith was great, and he would call the right plays at the line of scrimmage, but he wasn't a run threat, really. He could scramble around a little bit, but he wasn't a run threat. It wasn't 11-on-11 football. As soon as Kaepernick became the starter, every running back's yard per carry average just jumped. Like Frank Gore went from averaging 4 yards per carry to 5 yards per carry, just because now it's a whole different equation. It's 11-on-11. The defense is accounting for Colin Kaepernick. In this case, it's going to be Trey Lance. And you see it now with the Ravens. Like the Ravens running backs average like 6 yards a carry, not because they're great, but because everyone's worried about Lamar Jackson. So he can improve the running game by just standing on the field. He can do it from under center, calling the right play. He can get in the shotgun and run zone reads. And when the defense is really starting to load up against the run, well, he's got the arm to beat you over the top. So it's going to be pretty eventually, man, unless he's a total stiff. And from what I've seen in practice, he's not. He's really not.
No. I mean, just the limited footage that I've seen is impressive. You see what you want to see talent-wise from a number 3 overall pick, someone that you gave up so much to get. Exactly. And it truly becomes 11-on-11 football instead of 11-on-10 where the quarterback is trying to beat that extra man with their head. Now you have a guy who, yes, is cerebral and can do that with pre-snap reads, with the ability to recognize the defense after the snap, but the ability with his legs to make them miss. And that is so challenging for defenses. Just think of our very stellar defenses and the way in which we struggle when we play Russell Wilson or Kyler Murray. It's so hard to cover those guys and cover the run game and the wide receivers. It just becomes too much for defenses to handle in most cases.
Yeah. So I see why the Niners brought him in. I mean, he really is going to make this offense quite exciting, even without throwing the ball.
Absolutely.
A quarterback who can do all this without throwing the ball, but he's going to. And what's cool about him is if he only throws 19 passes a game, 4 or 5 of those are going to be big plays. Big plays. It's going to be cool. I mean, I keep going back to Seattle 10 years ago with Russell Wilson. He wasn't the best quarterback in the league. He wasn't even necessary. I mean, he threw less than every other quarterback in the league. But when he did throw, he won games. He made huge plays, and he was the X factor of that team. So I think the Niners could do something similar.
We're really missing something, not pushing the ball. That's the biggest area of Jimmy's game that even as someone who prefers to start Jimmy week 1, I want to see more of. I think he's capable of the throws. I think he's inconsistent on them. But if he's not willing to push it, then I'm out. Like if it's a fear thing or if it's can't make the throws, he feels he can't make the throws, then I'm out. It's time to switch.
Alex Smith was the same way back when he was with the Niners. He became more aggressive with Kansas City, but when he was with the Niners, he wouldn't pull the trigger on deep throws, outside throws. He was kind of like Jimmy for different reasons. And so same thing happened with Kaepernick. Like all of a sudden the defense goes from having to defend this little area, to having to defend everything. And it's shocking. And I think that's all of a sudden there's so much more grass for the whole offense to work with when Colin Kaepernick's on the field. It was easier. Now, eventually defenses caught up to him, but early on they were just like flabbergasted.
That's my question is whether we wait to start him because of the idea that I believe in 2012, had we stuck with Alex for longer or the entirety of it, we had a chance to win that Super Bowl. Obviously we had a chance anyway, but defenses did catch up to Kaepernick. Had we waited and started him later, they would have had less film and potentially would have been able to take advantage of the Ravens, much like we had everyone else leading up to that point. Maybe it was the pressure of the Super Bowl that got to him and Alex would have done better. But I think the same could be true this year with Jimmy. So it wouldn't surprise me to see keep Jimmy up until the trade deadline, then make the switch as late as possible while getting something back for Jimmy and clearing some money off the books and provide less tape of Trey heading into the playoffs.
Possible. Interesting. tape, experience? What's more important in the postseason? I don't know.
Right.
Good question.